This Diocese of Houma Thibodeau program is brought to you by Crosby Tugs. All right, welcome to Bayou Time. I'm Martin Falls. If I'm looking a little more exuberant today, it's because Vandebilt Catholic is going to play a semifinal game at Buddy Marcellus Stadium. It is going to be electric on Friday night. The Shaw Eagles are coming to town, and this has not happened since 48 years ago. It's going to be a good one. Joining me now, we have the president of Vandebilt Catholic High School, Jeremy Geldner. Good to see you, Mr. President.
Thank you for having us.
Always a pleasure. And the man who's got the reins this week, Brian Wallace, the head coach. And first of all, congratulations. What a victory last week.
Yeah, it was definitely exciting. A lot closer than we wanted it to be, but still got the win.
You know, I was watching that game and the athletes on the other side. Y'all had to deal with a lot of skill positions. Yeah. And thank God for special teams, right?
Yes, thank God for special teams. Lake Charles College Prep, very well coached team, a lot of really good players. And our kids just fought all game, didn't flinch, defended every blade, and came out with a tough, hard-fought victory.
Y'all could have folded when you were down 2 touchdowns quickly and on an interception and on a kickoff return. And for some reason, I wasn't panicking when I was watching. I said, sometimes that happens in high school playoffs where a very athletic team, you know, it happened to us when we played in the semifinals against Richwood, very athletic, but discipline always comes back to haunt another team like that.
Yeah, it's something that, you know, we try to instill with the culture of our team is just line up and play the next play, cycle of a play. And it came to fruition Friday night. You know, we were down early, shot ourselves in the foot, and got our way back in the game and then got ahead. And it was back and forth, and very critical plays were made. And just the guys, just their poise, they kept their composure and just keep playing until the end.
I want to turn to Jeremy because you know, as I'm seeing the players at Vandebilt today, back in the day, we had a weight room. There wasn't much of a weight room. And I reminded Coach Morvone, Cam Morvone, who was our coach, became the DA, became legendary. I said, you know, Coach, when y'all left the weight room, we didn't really lift a lot of weights. We watched Emil LePere and Carl Morgan lift weights, and we sat there BSing because we thought weights would mess us up. We thought it would ruin our other sports. And so we didn't hit the weights a lot. But when I look at those kids today, all of them are cut. They're all very well conditioned. What do you attribute that to?
Well, first of all, thank you for noticing that and pointing it out. I think it's been about 3 years now. We partnered with Terrebonne General, and we brought in their strength and conditioning staff. And so Pat and Amelia have really been instrumental in helping us build our student athletes. We also have access to Terrebonne General's nutritional staff. They come in and they speak to our teams 4 times a year during exams. And I'll be honest, I think that first year our kids didn't really buy into it. You know, what are these people talking about, eating protein and, you know, all those things. But over time, and the kids have seen the results, I think we have buy-in now from our parents, from our student athletes. And then, of course, as all schools in the parish do, we do have a trainer from Terrebonne General, but this year or last year, we added a second trainer. So we really put a lot of time, effort, and energy and resources into developing our student athletes in all sports, not just football.
You know what I like when I was on the sideline and I saw the trainers training Vandebilt students how to go out there and do it, and it was well orchestrated. So it goes beyond the professionals that are doing it. They're sort of teaching a trade to students.
Yeah, there's a dedicated group. Brian could probably tell you the number, but there's a dedicated group of students, and they're not just there on Friday night. They're at every practice. They're there during the summer. Those kids really take a lot of pride in what they're doing and in supporting our student athletes.
All right, and I want to talk to Coach now because this week is going to be electric. Just thinking back, 48 years ago when we were in that situation, we couldn't concentrate in school. Our minds were wandering. X's and O's was what we were thinking of the whole time through. But I remember more than just the players. I remember the cheerleaders being exuberant. I remember the band practicing relentlessly right on the side of the school. I remember our mascot, Dana Porche, who is now Movant, just being electric. I remember the pep rallies. I remember the faculty. I remember the dress-up days. But one thing that I want to ask you is the planning. You are also an athletic director.
Yeah.
And the head coach. I imagine a lot is on your plate right now.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I got a good team. You know, it takes a village. Just like we talked about our football team support staff, we have one in the athletic department that has been instrumental in our athletic department-wide success. So they kind of, you know, when I'm in season, they've helped us along. You know, Chad Menard, me and him kind of took over as athletic directors and share the responsibility. And so we've done a good job working together. But I just think that it's been there's been a learning process for both of us, but it's worked out very well.
Mm-hmm. And I know Chad's deep in it because his son had a heck of a game in that last playoff game. He just has a nose for the football, doesn't he?
He's phenomenal. I mean, he's very instinctive. You know, really at the last series when defense was on the field, he came off the field and said, "Hey, coach, they're doing this. We need to run this. It's going to work." I mean, but he's a guy who puts in his time during the week. He watches as much film as the coaches, and it shows on Friday nights.
It's good to have a player coach on the field. Huh?
Absolutely is.
All right. We'll take a short break. We're going to be back. This is a big game on Friday. We're going to be televising it. We're going to put it on Facebook and YouTube on the HTV. You can check it out. We want you at the game, though. We want you wearing blue and gold and get whatever you can get muster up, even if it's old, even if you got to go back in the closet and pick out some old gold back in the day. We'll take a break. Don't go away. We'll be right back. This Diocese of Houma Thibodeau program has been brought to you by Crosby Tugs. All right, we are back and we are gearing up for a Friday night game in Houma. And it's going to be Vandebilt Catholic, and Shaw is coming to town. And I want to go to Coach Wallace because Shaw, that's the defending state champs. It's a good program. But I think now, what I sense from just being on the sideline, a few times I've been the last couple of years, your team really believes in themselves now. That doesn't just happen. That takes time to fester among the groups and get to that point. But I think you got them at a good point now.
Yeah, I agree. You know, so when I got hired 2 years ago, the biggest thing is we felt we need to start in the weight room. I always feel like physical strength develops mental strength, builds confidence in performance. And I feel like that our kids are buying into that. And, you know, I think we work really hard in the weight room and the way we practice and the way we train. And we say, you know, practice execution's game reality. And so we try to make it harder on a Monday through Thursday. So Friday nights, they're ready for that atmosphere. Mm-hmm. And so that's the message, how it's been since we got there, building that culture. And I think that our guys feel confident in their performance and how they play because I feel like they're prepared.
Back in the day, the coaches would always say, it's just another game. We were smart enough to know that after the meeting, we're going, what the heck are they talking about? we figured it out, but you sort of have to downplay it as a coach, but just let their natural adrenaline take over and just tell them to remain calm, just focus through it. But isn't that the hardest thing to do as a coach?
Yeah, you got to kind of toe the line because, especially with social media, these kids know. And I think that, we could, the quote-unquote coach talk, and they'll see right through you. So obviously they know the importance of the game. But just like we always tell them, it's one game, just like when we won. I mean, we had 24 hours to celebrate Friday night, and then it was on to Shaw. So it'll be the same message, and I think the kids are prepared for that. That's kind of been how we've been working all season, and the kids will be locked in and ready to go.
Shaw's going to come in. They're going to be prepared. They're always prepared. Truly, it's a cliche line, but the team that makes the fewest mistakes are going to capitalize on it. It's going to be one of those games, protect the football, but don't protect it so much where you can't go out there and be yourself, right?
Right, and that's, we got to play with confidence, but we got to play loose, and we got nothing to lose. I mean, we got to go out there and execute. And I've been telling the kids, since you entered the playoffs, it doesn't matter what your record is. Everybody's 0-0. It's win or go home, and we have to play with that edge and not be afraid to make a mistake, but just play the game full speed. And if we make a mistake, so what? We got to have. There's 10 other guys on the field that maybe can make you right. So we just want the guys going out there and just playing as hard and fast as they possibly can.
Let me turn to the president again. Jeremy, as the president of a school, and you have a coaching mentality, but you also got to be the president of Vandebilt Catholic. When you get a game like this, and it's been a while since you get a game at home like this, doesn't that just, that's the best, I hate to even use the word, well, I won't use the word. I'll just say, doesn't that put the focus on the school where people on the outside go, man, I like that. It's nothing but positive vibes.
Yeah. Well, first of all, the last time we hosted a semifinal game, Brian and I were not born yet.
You're right.
Yeah.
Well, you're showing my age now.
But, one of the things that we talk about in the athletic department and as a school is that athletics is the front porch of the school. Right, the average parent is never going to sit in one of our classrooms. They're never going to see our teachers teach. They're not going to see a school-wide mass, but they're going to sit in our stadiums. They're going to sit in our bleachers. They're going to be in our gyms. They're going to be in our fields. They're going to see who we are, and they're going to develop their opinion of us as a school by what they see on the field of play. And so we take a lot of pride in how we develop our kids. We talk about faith, family, and excellence at school all the time. Those three things. And that thing, those three things are alive and well in our athletic department. And I think Brian and his staff do a great job. And so, yeah, I mean, it's always a good thing whenever you can shine a positive light on our students and our school. A lot of people work really hard to make Vandebilt special, and a lot of people before us, generations before us. You talk about Coach Cam, Coach Buddy Marcello, all those guys. Principals, teachers, the Brothers of the Sacred Heart, the Marianites, they all gave their life to our school to make it special, to create the legacy that we get to build upon now. And so we take an awful lot of pride in that.
A little funny story, remember where the Brothers' house used to be?
Right.
Well, we used to kick the extra points and field goals in practice that away. And Brother Alfred had a nice crop of tomato plants. And we used to tear his tomato plants up. Till one day he visited the coach at practice, and immediately thereafter, we started kicking the other way. So the brothers didn't run the school. And I will say this going to the break. Football drives a train, there's no doubt. You got a good football program. And I hear it over the years, people going, well, we got a great band. We got a great marching team. We got great cheerleaders. Now's their chance to shine because the football team is having a semifinal game and all the eyes are on it. They all get to shine, and that's why at halftime, we're not having a halftime guest. We're going to show the band playing and show the festivities. That's going to be fun for everybody.
It is.
All right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's the one thing that I love about football is that it is a community event, right? It's the one thing that we're going to do as a school where everyone's going to show up. The band parents are going to be there to watch the band and support the football team, the dance team, the cheerleaders. It's a sporting event, but it's really a community event. It brings everybody together, and it does exemplify the best of who we are and what we're about.
Yeah, it's going to be electric. I love it. I'm sure there's going to be air horns. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of smell of barbecue in the air. It's just going to be a game day experience. So let's do this. We'll take a break. We're going to come back. Our last segment, start preparing Friday night. Big game at Vandebilt Catholic. The Shaw Eagles coming to town. And we'll take a break. We'll come right back. Don't go away. This segment was brought to you by Trapp Chevrolet. We're always on your side. All right, once again, it's a big week here in Houma, Vandebilt Catholic High School on Friday night. And Vandebilt will be hosting the semifinal game against the Shaw Eagles. And come on, no other games, folks. I don't care if you didn't go to Vandebilt or if you pull for another team. Come on over there and watch a good football game. It's going to be something to see. Two good football teams for sure. Coach, I want to turn to you because I think you said it perfectly early. It takes a village. The chemistry I see on the sideline is second to none. It's like a brotherhood.
Yeah.
Y'all get along. Y'all intense. It's what football's supposed to be like. The coaches. Let's talk about them.
Yeah, so fortunately enough, I was able to hire a great staff that I had a lot of connections with. Offensively, our offensive coordinator, Easton Melanson, is a guy that when I was coaching college, actually signed out of high school. And he was the offensive coordinator at De La Salle and was able to get him from there. And, a guy who'd been at Rummel and played in, some big-time games
Catholic
and stuff like
League,
that. Yeah. And then offensive line, Chandler Arsenault. I was coaching at Nichols when he was an All-American over there, and he's a local guy and does a fantastic job. And was able to retain Hal Ballin on staff, who coaches our tight ends. And then Ashton Dewey was a guy that I knew through other people, but also played at Nichols, played at Destrehan, won state championships there, and he's coaching our skills. So was very fortunate enough to put a really good offensive staff together. And then on the defensive side, the defensive coordinator, Stuart Hanna, me and him played together in college. And he was at Rummel for a lot of years, won a state championship there. And then our defensive line coach is a guy that I actually coached at Nichols, Glenn Thurman. And he was a GA for me when I was coaching D-line. So real strong relationship with them. And then got a guy who's a CSEP, James Desermo, who's been helping out with baseball. That's done a fantastic job. And just a really good, strong staff that really had a lot of strong connections with and worked really well with the kids.
Jeremy, let me ask you, financial-wise, and I just want to let everybody know, we worked in agreement with y'all. We're going to be selling packages for the live broadcast on Facebook and YouTube. But somebody watching who wants to get involved, the money goes to Vandebilt. It costs a lot to throw a game like this, doesn't it?
Yeah, the cost of an athletic program in general would probably blow most people's minds. And when we talk about earlier all the things that we invest in, especially our partnership with Terrebonne General, we bought the new safety helmets for all of our student athletes on the football team to, concussion prevention, the DJ for the game, the uniforms for all the different groups, whether it's the band or the cheerleaders. All that costs an incredible amount of money. It really takes
the officials.
The officials, don't get me started. We keep voting and giving them raises.
But y'all feed them before the games now. We didn't feed them in the day. They get good catered food now. Yeah,
and then, in that playoffs, you split the gate. So half of everything that we bring in, we give to Shaw. So it is very expensive to run an athletic program. But, these big games, and again, I appreciate you having us on here today and encouraging people to attend because, the gate money, it goes a long way towards helping us to recoup some of the costs that it takes to put on a game like this.
So that's why we're urging everybody to get involved with the game, come out to the game, watch the game. If you want to be a sponsor, give us a call, and we'll help the Vandebilt program for sure raise some of those funds they need. Coach, with about a minute and a half left, I know y'all going to be at Sports on the Bayou tomorrow. You got a lot of things happening. You got to juggle the media as well as the team, don't you?
Yeah, a little back and forth, but it's been good. Obviously, we as a staff, we get our work done. And, this time of year, we're pretty know what we're going to do in our scheme-wise. It's just kind of figuring out the opponent and putting our players in the best position so they can execute. And it'll be a normal week, but just a little bit more spotlight. But
yeah, we'll get you on during the week to talk more of their X's and O's and what they do. But right now, it's all about hype. Jeremy, 2:30 on Friday, the pep rally, right?
Yep, Brother Alfred Cobb Center, and it should be electric.
It's going to be whooping and whopping in there, right?
It'll be loud for sure. It'll get the kids have a good time, and we have a couple of students that are Captain Spirit, and they plan all the pep rallies. They really get the kids into it. Our pep rallies are pretty fun. I think the kids really have a good time. So,
well, congratulations to both of you and the entire faculty and the principal and the student body and everybody with it. Friday night's going to be, rain should be over with early. We're praying on that.
We hope so.
It should be over with early. Field's going to dry quick, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right. So anyway, we look forward to seeing y'all at Sports on the Bayou tomorrow. We'll talk some more about it. And then during the week, and let me look at the camera and urge all of you once again on Friday night, go to Vandebilt's field, be in that number. Should be a great game. and we urge you to come and support the Terriers. We'll take a break. More this week, throughout the week on the Vandebilt Game. We'll see you then. This segment was brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System, your partner in good health.